So I don't know if you heard the news, but there was supposed to be this big comeback the other day. The footballing gods had the script all written out. They gave that script to every football journalist and YouTuber, myself included. Real Madrid were supposed to come back from 3-0 down against Arsenal. But then at the last minute, I guess they went and changed the script just to make me look stupid. Look, I admitted I was wrong. I had more faith in Real than I should have. And most of all, Arsenal, I underestimated you. Congratulations, you guys put in an incredible performance in both legs. And now I'm actually unbelievably hyped to see you guys take on PSG. That's going to be an insane tie. And for that reason, I'm honestly happy that you guys won. But you know who isn't happy? Real Madrid fans. They have pretty damn high expectations for their club, and any season where they aren't at least in the Champions League semifinals is seen as a bit of a failure. So who's getting the blame for all this? Don Carlo Ancelotti. Real Madrid fans didn't really appreciate the fact that after the game he seemed in a pretty happy mood, all things considered, and even told Arteta that he hopes that Arsenal go on to win the Champions League. In my opinion, that's just good sportsmanship, but let me know what you think of that in the comments below. To be fair, once you've already won 5 Champions Leagues like Carlo has, getting knocked out in the quarterfinals probably doesn't seem so bad, so that explains why he was in a bit of a chill mood. But it wasn't just last night. Real Madrid fans and the board aren't really happy with how the club has played this season, and according to a recent article from Sky Sports, it's pretty much confirmed that Carlo Ancelotti is going to leave the club. Most likely with the Copa del Rey final being his last hurrah. Real are definitely not going to extend his contract, but it's about a 50-50 right now as to whether they'll let him go immediately after the final or after his contract expires. Ancelotti seems pretty chill about the whole thing. He says that he'll either leave soon or when his contract's up, but even if he leaves now, he really doesn't care, and he's grateful for all the time he's had at Real Madrid. Ancelotti is expected to take on the Brazilian national team job, who've been well underperforming their standards. Honestly, I think he'll fit right in at Brazil. It'll be like he never left Real Madrid. But the question on everyone's lips now is who will be replacing Carlo Ancelotti at Real Madrid so the poor souls can get back to winning the Champions League after an absolutely disastrous campaign where they're eliminated in the quarterfinals and they're an insane 4 points behind their title rival Barcelona. I mean, I just feel so sorry for what Real fans are going through right now. Anyway, the prime candidate for Real's new manager that absolutely makes the most sense on paper is Xabi Alonso. He of course used to play for them, he's Spanish, he's got Leverkusen playing some of the best football in the world, he's a young coach so he could stay there long term, it just makes sense. And like I talked about in my last video, he could potentially bring one of Real's transfer targets, Florian Wirtz, with him. Because obviously what Real needs right now is another attacker. The trickiest part about Alonso joining Real Madrid would be his formation, which heavily relies on 2 incredible wingbacks, Grimaldo and Frimpong. If you were to play this right now, I don't think Lucas Vazquez or Ferland Mendy could quite pull off what those two do, so they definitely either have to sign new wingbacks or Alonso could change his approach up a little bit. Another tactical dilemma he'd run into is the Vini Mbappe situation that Real still haven't really quite figured out yet. Alonso loves to play with a big man up top like Patrick Schick or Victor Boniface, and then his second striker, usually Florian Wirtz, playing to their left. Now this second striker on the left-hand side would be perfect for Mbappe, but it would also be where Vini would play. So if you're Alonso, what do you do here? Do you bench one of them and then sign a proper striker? Or do you play Mbappe out of position? It's a tricky one to figure out. 2 other managers that are currently without a job that I think Real should be looking at are Jurgen Klopp and Zinedine Zidane. Zidane speaks for himself. He took the job, won 3 Champions Leagues in a row, then casually just left. And he hasn't had a managerial job since. I think Real would love to have him back, and I think he'd definitely be better than Alonso at managing all Real Madrid's ego and talent, something Zidane was known for and something Ancelotti is great at as well. However, according to Forbes, Zidane has said that the only job he's considering right now is the French national team after Deschamps retires after the 2026 World Cup. Now, Jurgen Klopp is definitely a man whose style of football would complement Real very, very well in my opinion. Real ran the least amount of kilometers out of all the quarterfinalists, so they need a guy like Klopp that's going to force them to run their legs off. Plus, he knows how to put together a dynamic, unconventional front 3, so I think he's the guy with the best shot of getting the best out of Vini, Rodrigo, and Mbappe all playing together. Plus, with workhorses like Valverde and Camavinga in the midfield, I think Real's squad would be a really great fit for Klopp. Right now, Jurgen Klopp is working as the head of football at Red Bull, but apparently he isn't enjoying working at Red Bull, and he'd consider either taking over the Brazil job that Carlo's about to take over, or taking over at Real Madrid. Personally, if I'm Florentino Perez, I'm not saying no to Jurgen Klopp. I think he's the best manager in the world right now. But what do you think about all this? Is Ancelotti being treated unfairly? Who would you like to see at Real if he does leave? Let me know in the comments below and subscribe to Footballers for more videos like this one.